We're derpy. Just make fun of you all the time for no reason.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is episode 391 of the Two Dum Yinzers. How you gentlemen doing this morning?
I'm living the dream today, boys.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Oh, wow. I'm having a good one.
Derpy, I was thinking about you last night, and I was thinking, do they really need you at this wedding? Are you in the wedding? In your sister's wedding?
Yes, unfortunately, I am in the wedding.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
How'd you get snaked into this anyway?
I mean,
I am her brother.
yeah.
What?
The only good reason to go to this is that I get to go in line first. So
you get the what?
At the reception.
What are you doing at the reception?
I get to be first because I'm on the table, the court, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Derpy
with the bride and groom.
Yeah,
I get to go
food
first.
He gets to get food first.
You're worried about the food already?
What?
Isn't that on October 1st?
Yeah.
You're already thinking of the food?
That's the only good thing. That's the only thing coming out.
Well, I agree. That would be the only thing that would, motivate me to go to a wedding as well. However, it's only August, dude.
I know.
You're already thinking of the meal?
He's not even thinking about, how, this is a great moment for his sister.
No. I'm gonna embarrass her. I don't care. I'm embarrassing her.
You need to embarrass her. I need to see
embarrass the bride on her wedding day. Let me know how that works out
I
for
am
you.
her brother. I embarrass her. I'm gonna embarrass her until she dies.
Please do this, and please get it on video. We need this for the show.
Yes.
Also, Derpy, another question: do you have any other siblings, or is it just you and her?
Just me and her.
Okay. I was gonna say, they could, if you had another one, you could, work something out and replace you. I don't know.
We can get a body double. We can get a stand-in for Derpy.
Get a stand-in for Derpy.
Yeah. Derpy, if you don't want to go to the wedding, I'll go to the wedding. I love weddings. People love me at weddings. I'm the life of the party. I don't make it about me. I make it about them, but I make sure everyone has a good time. Is there an open bar?
I don't know. I do not know.
You don't know if there's an open bar. Derpy, these are important things you need to know about a what.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Really, I don't know.
I still have to figure out the entrance song.
You got to figure out an entrance song.
The price is right, Derpy. The price is right.
No. Use Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, do the glass break.
The glass breaks.
Walk in and have someone throw you. Someone throws you a beer, you drink it.
Yeah.
Someone throws you another beer, you drink it. You just double fisting beers.
If you do this, I'll come to the wedding for.
I'll come to the wedding.
I might do that.
I'll throw the beer.
Yeah, we'll be the beer tossing guys because you need people who are good at beer tossing.
I like that, Derpy.
I
like that.
That
is an idea that I can stand behind.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
My opinion, traditional weddings are that's so last century.
Yeah,
it's outside, I believe.
Even better.
Even better, fall. Oh, that's fall wedding outside. Heck yeah. You just need to find out if there's an open bar. If there is, get me an invite. I'll make sure the money was well spent. It's a bad thing about an open bar. You might spend all this money. People might not drink a lot, but I will come in and I'll make sure all that liquor is gone.
I wouldn't invite Mike, but I would.
I won't embarrass you, Derpy.
Yeah,
I won't embarrass your sister. I'll keep it classy.
Anyway, we do have a show to do today, guys.
I just want to go to the wedding. I love receptions. I love a good party.
We have a lot of football things to go over, so I am going to just blow through this bucko information. Pirates lose 10-1. 10-1. They lose the series 3-1 to the Cubs. They fall to 58-73. I'm sorry. They are 15 and a half games behind. This is the furthest they've been out all season. And get this, guys, not yesterday's game, but the statistic that I'm about to read you is from game 2 and 3. In those two games, they struck out 27 times.
Ooh.
There's 27 outs in a game. So they basically struck out a whole game away between those two games.
I love it.
Palacios goes 2 for 4. He had 2 of the Pirates' 4 hits in yesterday's game. Bailey Falter throws for 4 and 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Today's game is game 1 of 3 versus the Kansas City Royals at Kansas City at 8:10. Probables for this game are Johan Oviedo with the 7-13 record, a 4.46 ERA, 129 Ks on the season, versus Zach Greinke, who used to be a pretty prominent pitcher. I can remember with the Brewers. He's now sitting with Kansas City with a 1-12 record, 5.34 ERA, and 78 strikeouts on the season. But 27 times they struck out in 2 games.
That is epic.
That is if that's not the meaning of throwing in the towel.
I love it.
Don't expect anything else from this team the rest of the way. I can tell you that.
This team is just god awful. It's terrible.
Everyone's ready for Steelers season.
Everybody is totally ready for Steelers. I'm ready for Steelers. I do want to talk briefly. There was a game played last night. I think Houston won, but that's not the point. The point that I want to say is the tight end, the receiver. Lucas Krull from Pitt, former Pitt receiver. He had 7 catches for 106 yards for the Saints last night.
Oh wow,
really great. So that's good for him. So whatever happens in the future, those are pretty good numbers to put up for anybody that might be looking at him or whatever. The final count on that game was Texans 17, Saints 13. Sorry.
But most of these games, man, were really tight the past couple of days.
A lot of good football over the past couple of days, guys. So let's start with Kevin Dotson, fellas.
Wait. You know what? Just go ahead. I was going to say about the Little League World Championship.
All right, we'll go back to the Little League World Championship.
Yeah.
Kevin Dotson, of course, offensive lineman and guard for the Steelers, gets traded to the Los Angeles Rams. Pittsburgh saves $2.75 million in cap dollars. The Steelers get in this trade a 2024 4th-round pick and a 2025 5th-round pick, and the Rams get, with the addition of the Kevin Dotson, they get a 2020. A 2024 5th-round pick and a 2025 6th-round pick.
So that seems about balanced.
So we get their picks, they get our picks. We get Dotson. If they're as bad as we hope they are, I read somewhere like the swing and draft picks can be, pretty big. And 4th-round pick, Kevin or Nate Herbig was 4th-round pick.
Right.
So you can still find good value in the 4th round. I hate to see Kevin Dotson go. He started every game last year. He's not a world beater, but he's a good starter to have. But there's a lot of depth on that line, and they're counting on someone like Nate Herbig to pick up to be that number 1 swing guard.
Speaking of Nick Herbig, he was the highest rated rookie in preseason.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You corrected yourself and you said the wrong name again.
I did too. Yeah. I'm sorry. I get the Herbigs confused. It's
all right. Also, other things going on around the league. Still with the Steelers. I'm sorry. The Steelers is about 45 minutes ago released Tanner Muse, who was on the fence for Mike and I in the who we keep and who we cut the other day.
I think with releasing Tanner Muse and trading Dotson, that's Spencer Anderson. I think he makes this. Makes the initial 53-man roster. I just, Kevin Dotson, I thought he played well first. It wasn't great, but, the Samalu made him expendable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the older Herbig made him even more expendable.
Released also by the Steelers is Aaron Cruikshank, receiver. Here's my favorite. Here's my favorite. Seahawks may be trying to trade linebacker Devin Bush. So if you might have thought that we made the wrong move by giving this guy up,
no,
there you have it. This is the world's way of telling you that we made the right move.
Yeah, it's just wild the way his career went, man.
Can't believe we traded up for him.
Well, the first year and a half, it looked like the smart move.
He was promising, but
he was more than promising. He was playing lights out ball. He was
that injury. That injury really
injury mentally.
Did something.
It did a lot to him. Like Derpy said, not just physically, but mentally. Dude went off the deep end after that injury, and he just never recovered. But he was one of those guys you thought, all right, he's going to be that inside linebacker for the next 10 years, and it just did not pan out.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't our Ryan Shazier kind of guy.
No.
I was listening to the announcers the other day, and they said, the league is it's systematically going to this thinner, taller kind of inside linebacker that can
Mhm.
go sideline to sideline, as you're seeing in, the Edmonds and the, guys like this. It's getting away from the kind of guys that are Von Kirkland. Like, as we move away from the running game in the NFL, as it becomes more of a passing league, it's going to evolve, and you're going to eventually see more and more and more guys that are built like Shazier.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the demand, here right now, basically moving forward.
Yeah, and that's like, when we drafted Shazier, he was like that undersized middle linebacker that you're talking about. 'Cause still at the time, you're looking for, your Farriers, your Timmons, your oh God, who was the other inside linebacker? Oh, Vince
Joey
Williams.
Porter.
Yeah, like Vince Williams type linebacker, a
Yeah.
thumper in Shazier. He kind of injury prone his first couple years because he was that lighter guy. But in today's NFL, my God, he would just be, his build would just be the norm. Whereas then, man, he was the outlier. He was like the prototype of the new inside linebackers.
It's funny how you just watch these things play out. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? 5 years ago was the big linebacker. Now, you see him getting thinner, faster.
Got to cover the tight ends. Got to be able
Yeah.
to get these shifting running backs. And it's just even the evolution of the 3-4 defense that the all three guys up front were supposed to just eat up space. Now you're expecting multiple 8 to 10 sacks a year out of a defensive end into the 3-4. Whereas before, if you got 4, he was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Right.
It's the way the sport changes. It's just wild.
So as we all see, the Trey Lance the other day got traded away to the Cowboys. I got a tiny list here, a list of the people that some notable names that were drafted ahead or after. I'm sorry, after Trey Lance. Get this: Kyle Pitts was drafted. I'm sorry, drafted after Trey Lance. Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase was drafted after Trey Lance. Jalen Waddle,
2 of the best young receivers and one of the best young tight ends.
Patrick Surtain, and Micah Parsons.
Oh my God! What are the better defensive players in the league? 2 of the best young wide receivers, Kyle Pitts and Pat Freiermuth are 2 of the best young tight ends in the game.
Sanford's gonna be kicking themselves.
They have to be because
this guy literally did nothing for them. Nothing.
No. I tell you what, the Shanahans, they cannot evaluate quarterbacks. They get them all hurt, but they can design a pretty good offense.
Yeah.
But oh my God, this is why
imagine if San Fran had any of those guys right now.
Oh God, they would be so much better. But here's what kills me.
And they still want to win the Super Bowl.
What this shows is how the NFL and fans overvalue quarterbacks every year into the draft.
Yeah.
Trey Lance was this guy. He came, it was at the end of the year, the end of the whole season. Then the off-season process started. He got, elevated. Those guys rarely hit. You might like this year, it was Anthony Richardson, but what little I've seen of him this year, he looks like he might be one of those guys who came out of nowhere that, okay, you got something there, something special. But Trey Lance, no, like I said before, everyone's trying to find that next Joe Flacco, that Josh Allen, who come from these smaller schools, D2 schools.
Everybody wants to find the lightning in a bottle, Mike.
You can't. It's hard. It's very
hard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be done often, and it's
yeah.
not. It's just not done often.
Yeah, even quarterbacks who had like great college careers. You look at a lot of the quarterbacks that were down like in Florida State when they were winning championships. None of these guys did anything in the pros.
No.
It's hard to find a quarterback, and that's why they're so overvalued. It's anymore, man. You might as well just wait till rookie quarterbacks are off their first, off their rookie contract and see who you can poach in the free agency market. Because if you miss on a
thing, if they're good enough, the team is likely gonna absorb them, and if they're not worth anything, they're gonna let them go. So I mean, is this the guy that you're trying to find? It's a tough situation to find that quarterback.
Because if you hit one, you're good for the next 5 to 10 years. If you whiff, you set your franchise back 5 to 10 years. I mean,
if you're a hit, I mean, look at Ben Roethlisberger. We had this guy for almost 20 years. I mean, you know what I mean? This could be. So it's a tough thing to do. Again, if it was easy, everybody would have that guy. It's not that easy. That guy isn't always out there.
You're almost better waiting for like the guys, kind of like a Russell Wilson, a Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, guys that were like, oh, they're too short to play. Right. Fall into that 2nd to 4th round pick to where, okay, if they were just a little bit taller, they would have been 1st round picks instead of reaching on someone who has all the measurables that really didn't do anything. It's
Mike,
it's a crapshoot, man.
Derpy, I got some things we got going on. We have to go over our picks today. That is complete. The final the final week of the preseason or picks. But I'm gonna go. I have one more list. I know you guys love lists. Check this out. You guys want to hear something very interesting? This might blow your mind.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the NFL teams. I'm going to give you the most recent top 5 draft pick they've had. I want you to listen to this list.
Love this one.
Okay.
Are you ready? In 2020. Okay. So I'm going to give you the teams, the years. So for example, 2023, this year, this is the teams that got top 5 picks. And then I'm going to go backwards until we reach all the teams in their last top 5 draft picks. Last year, 2023, Houston, Indianapolis, Seattle, Carolina. 2022 receiving top 5 draft picks. The Jets, the Jaguars, Detroit, the Giants. 2021, Cincy, San Francisco, Atlanta. In 2020, Miami and Washington had top 5 picks. This was the last time they had top 5 picks. 2019, Las Vegas, Arizona, Tampa Bay. In 18, Cleveland and Denver had top 5 picks. The last time the Bears had a top 5 pick was 2017, them in Tennessee. 2016, Chargers, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Cowboys had top 5 picks. The last time Buffalo had a top 5 pick was 2014. KC's was 2013. Minnesota last had a top 5 pick in 2012. In 2006, the Saints. Okay. In 2000, now I'm going to Buffalo or Baltimore. Baltimore's last top 5 pick was in the year 2000.
Wow.
There's 2 teams left. So Baltimore's last first round top 5 pick was in year 2000. 2 teams left, New England and Pittsburgh. New England's last top 5 pick was in 1994. Do you think that's impressive? Check this out, Derpy. The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers, the longest tenured team to go without having a top 5 pick, it was Terry Bradshaw. 1970 was the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers had a top 5.
And that's why we're the
pick.
greatest franchise in NFL.
They got an argument, man. 1970.
If we didn't trade for Minka, it probably would have been 2020, 2021. But that's still impressive though, too, because that year we lost Ben and everything. We were still able to hold on to 9-7-1.
1970.
So that is impressive.
None of us were alive. You know what I mean?
No.
Look at us. We're all here. None of us were even thought of for years
impressive.
still.
That's impressive. That's consistency.
Wow.
Another example why we're the greatest franchise.
Green Bay was also in the Saints with the Saints in 06. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
skipped over them. But yeah, the 3 longest tenured teams of the last time they had a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, the Ravens in 2000, the Patriots in 94, and the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1970. Just a year after Woodstock.
That Bradshaw kid didn't turn out so bad, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he got lucky.
In a way, he did.
He did.
If
you
you
look
look
at his
numbers
stats,
up
man.
in some other teams, he might not have ended up with the same.
Exactly. He was
yeah.
fighting for his job every year up until the first Super Bowl.
So
Yeah, because he didn't even start that year they won the first Super Bowl. Yeah, every year he was fighting for his life. The latter half of his career, though, he came alive. That offense came alive those last 2 Super Bowls.
All right, guys. I know you're anxious. I know you're chomping at the bit for this. I know Mike had mentioned it a couple of times over the weekend. Derpy brought it up. But today is the day that we reveal the results of the last week of the preseason's picks. Derpy, of course, was up 2-0. Mike's trying to make it respectable, rounding out the preseason, getting ready to move forward into the regular season. I'll put it to you this way. One of you won by 4 games.
Huh.
One of you
Okay.
won by 4 games. So it wasn't a blowout by any means, just a 4-game difference. So here we go. I'm going to go in the exact same order that the games were played. I'm going to go in the exact same order that we made our picks. And I'm going to start with the Thursday game. The Steelers over the Falcons. Steelers win 24-0. Both you guys win this game.
Easy pick.
Hey.
Easy pick.
Easy money.
Second game, Colts and Eagles. Colts win 27-13. Both you guys picked the Eagles. So nobody gains any ground. You both lose this game.
That's what you get for copying my picks, Derpy.
Number 3, Lions 26, Packers 17. Lions 26, Packers 17. Mike, you picked the Lions. Derpy, you picked the Packers.
Panthers.
Next game, Titans 23, Patriots 7. Mike picks the Titans. Derpy picks the Patriots.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, baby. Malik Willis, baby.
Next game, Chargers 23, 49ers 12. Mike picks the Chargers. Derpy picks the 49ers.
Uh-oh.
We're starting off strong, so that means I am going to crash down at the end here. So I'm enjoying this while I can, boys.
Next game, Buffalo Bills and Chicago Bears. The Bills win 24-21. Both you guys pick the Bills.
Once again, Derpy copying me. You know, that's
All right,
the
now's
only
the
way he
Packer
won.
game. Packers and Seahawks. Packers 19, Seahawks 15. Both you guys pick the Packers.
Oh yeah. We're smart, Derpy. We're smart.
Cardinals at Vikings. Cardinals 18, Vikings 17. You both pick the Vikings.
We were robbed, Derpy. We were robbed.
Chiefs and Browns. Chiefs 33, the Browns 32. You both pick the Chiefs.
Well,
A
me,
mistake by the Lakes.
That was just me and my epic sports knowledge. That's just Derpy hating the Browns.
Next game, Battle of New York. The Jets 32, the Giants 24. Mike takes the Jets. Derpy takes the Giants.
See, Derpy, you should have followed me, bud. Okay.
Uh,
Just do what I do and you'll be a winner in life.
The next game on the list is the Washington Commanders and the Bengals. The Commanders win this game 21-19. Mike picks the Bengals. Derpy, he picks the Commanders.
I got nothing. I can't talk my way out of that one. I got nothing.
This game here, you guys thought the Gins would take the easy road. Buccaneers and Ravens. Gins both choose the Ravens. However, the Buccaneers take the win 26-20.
It's looking like the Ravens
That's-
are going to go the opposite way now. They're going to have a 24-game losing streak.
I would love
be
nothing
great.
more
Oh,
than to
it'd be
see
great.
that. Oh, that'd be great. Where were we? Okay. Jaguars and Dolphins. The Jaguars 31, the Dolphins 18. You can both take the Jaguars.
Trevor Lawrence, baby.
Duval.
Cowboys 31, Raiders 16.
Ooh.
You both took the Raiders.
Well, you know, you have to out of principle. It's the Cowboys. You can't pick the Cowboys. And who would have thought,
Broncos.
Will Grier would have the game of his life?
The Broncos 41. Excuse me. The Rams 0. You both took the Broncos.
Bronco Nation, baby. Let's ride.
Texans 17, Saints 13. Mike, you took the Texans. Derpy, you took the Saints. Mike, you win 12 games this week.
Derpy, that's what you get for
Sure.
going up against picking against CJ Stroud. That was your
Derpy
downfall.
wins 8 games, loses 8 games, goes 500. Mike goes 12-4. In like week 1, there was only one game, Derpy, that you won that Mike didn't. And that was the Commanders over the Bengals. So
I'm going to accept this victory graciously. Unlike Derpy, when he won week 1, he was, just rubbing it in my face.
put that crown on your head.
I
2-1
forget where I
speaks
put
for
the crown. I'm
itself,
actually
Mike.
the crown is not on my workstation. I forget where
I want
put
to see
it.
where the crown like Wimpy on Popeye. You remember how Wimpy had that little tiny hat on top of his
1
head?
for 2 speaks for itself, Mike.
Hey, Derpy, it's preseason, man. I rounded in. I got better as the preseason went along. You got worse as the preseason went along. So hey, you peaked. You peaked in week 1. I'm rounding into form. Okay.
So there you have it, everybody. We won't be doing next week's, the opening weekend's picks until next week. I want to wait till we get closer.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But there you have it, Derpy. You know what? It was a nice comeback by Mike. And again, Bronco Country, let's ride. P says on the board. I think, you both make a valid point. Derpy, you did start strong, but maybe, just maybe he laid off a little bit.
I think Derpy's knowledge of the backups was waning as preseason went along. Chat GPT was not helping him out that much, and my superior knowledge just took over.
Yeah,
I just went with like the Vegas betting lines and said, "F it, I'm going that way."
I think you went that way.
I did go that way. I'm not stupid.
Derpy has very strange methods of figuring his team.
He does too. Like, well, who did Mike pick? Okay, well, I just don't like this team, so I'm just going to pick against them.
But you know what? First week it worked for him. Second week it worked for him, and yes. So I mean, it basically was pretty even going into the regular season. I don't know who has the advantage, but at least we both got at least a win in. It was either going to be 1-2, 3-0. So I mean, this this was as good as it gets, guys. So
Derpy was going for the preseason MVP. Him and Kenny.
He
Pickett.
was.
They were going for the preseason MVP.
He thought he had in the bag, but as I said earlier, the week, the shows. This is not easy to do in the preseason. It's not easy to do in the preseason. It is not easy to do in the preseason. Once you get to the regular season, I think it becomes a little more easy because some things become a little bit more predictable. Where when you're picking preseason picks, there's nothing to go on. There's nothing. You might play a starter for a couple series, and then you might bring in this quarterback for you just don't know. You don't know, especially by the time the end of the game comes around. You're lucky if you're in a position to kick a field goal to win the game, because there's just nothing in between that makes a whole lot of sense. These guys did well. It isn't like anybody got dominated the whole way through. It was a good run, guys. So we will trash the preseason picks. They are done. They're done for 2023. We won't do that again until 2024. Mike did come back. He did get the win in week 3 of the preseason. So there you have it, guys. We'll hit the rest of the picks next week.
Yeah, boys. Derpy. I think I'm gonna make you pick first when the real picks matter. Since I won, I get to choose. You got to pick first, buddy.
Yeah, week 1, you will get that choice.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. Derpy, once the real game start, the gloves are off. I'm going to slaughter you all season long. But remember, it's just in good fun.
I like the strategy of deferring on a kickoff, unless it's a real bad team. like last week. Here's an example. When the Steelers played the Atlanta Falcons last week, guys, Atlanta deferred on the opening. Why? You know what I mean? When you're playing a dominant team, deferring shouldn't be. It's a waste. It's a waste because most of the time, as happened in this game, that better team will go down the field and score points, and you're already behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're the inferior team, I would just take the ball and just play.
Yeah. Like I get what teams are trying to do. They're trying to score, we'll score at the end of the half and then we'll score at the beginning of the half. Very rarely happens.
And especially with a Atlanta team that played no starters the whole way through preseason. It was what a dumb thing.
I think that's going to bite them in the ass. They're not that good of a team, man. Like Desmond Riddler, he needs time.
He should be playing.
He should be playing. And I'm not blaming the players because they want to play. Players want to play, but this is all from the coaching on down. It makes no sense. And
perfect example of all the overhyped teams comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
Is Atlanta even hyped?
But you get my point. All the overlooked teams in front of the Steelers comes down to coaching. They never can get it done in the big game.
Well, it's been a while since we won a playoff game.
Yeah, but still, what are the Steelers? That's all that matters.
That's our excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. It's the best excuse. Again, we haven't had a top 5 pick since 1970. That says something about this organization. Also, I do want to say, guys, another side note, our quarterback, QB1 KP, he had the highest QB rating in preseason. So, I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but again, compared to every other quarterback that played, he had the highest percentage, which is pretty cool. So good for him, 94.7. You know what, Mike? I honestly don't believe it, but it's time to talk about the website.
DumYinzers.com. Everything you need for us is there. Merch store there. The new design, fresh, updated KP2 GP. And I also have the old one up there as well, too, whichever one floats your fancy at 2-dum-yinzers.myspreadshop.com. Get
Such
your
a
merch.
fancy. What does that even mean?
What?
What does the word fancy mean in that situation? I never understood that term.
I don't know. Strikes your fancy.
Strikes
I
your
don't know.
fan.
Do I look like?
Can you
do I look
explain
like
that to
Webster?
me?
I didn't write the
Grammatically
book.
explain what that means.
Hold on. Hold
I
on.
don't. No, don't look.
Strike?
I wanted you to tell. I don't care what the computer says. I want you to tell me.
I don't know.
That's not the fun part.
I
you
have no
telling
idea
me
what
would have
it
been fun. The
It
computer
strikes your
telling
fan-
me is no
Listen,
fun. I could have done that.
I
could
looked
have
it
done
up
this,
and nothing
Mike.
came up.
Jackass.
Nothing came up. So I have nothing. Strikes your fancy. Just tickles you.
Derby tickles
Pikes
you.
your
What does this
interest.
mean? Where does
Pikes
people
your
say
interest.
these things? Why do people say these things? What a
It's
dumb thing
that
to say in
little tickle
2023,
to you.
isn't it?
Little-
I mean, you can
little
agree.
tickle. Little tickle.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Derby, do you know
It's that little tickle in that special place.
What?
what this means? Why people say this? Suit your fancy.
Strike your fancy.
Strike your fancy.
No idea.
Why are you tickled pink, Derby?
I have no
Because
idea.
you're
Right.
laughing. Because you're laughing so much, your face turns.
Can't
pink.
we just say laughing?
You can say laughing, but
But,
tickled pink. That man, it's
we want to
it-
say strikes your fancy.
yeah.
I don't even know what this.
I have no idea.
I don't know. All right, guys. San Francisco 49er trivia. Here we go. Question of the day is this. The San Francisco 49ers drafted quarterback Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft? The 49ers drafted the quarterback Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft? Take a minute to think this over. If you want options when I get back, I will certainly give them to you. But we are live every day, people, 7 days a week from Monday to Sunday, every week right here at 11:30. And if you wanted to check out the show in podcast form, the brand new show that we do every day gets uploaded over onto Spotify at 8 o'clock p.m. in podcast form. Go check it out. All right, guys, the question of the day is this. Of course, it's a San Francisco question because we are playing the 49ers next. And when I say we, I mean the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think me, Mike, and Derpy would stand much of a chance. So the question of the day is this. The San Francisco 49ers drafted quarterback Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft? Now, let me ask you, fellas, do either of you have a guess on this? Do you want to take a pick you know, or do you want some options?
I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay, so Mike's going to guess. Let me find out what Derpy wants to do first. Derpy, do you want to just take a straight out guess? Do you know, or would you like some options? There's no wrong answer.
Options.
All right, so I'm going to start with Mike first. Mike, the 49ers drafted Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft?
First round.
First round pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mike says first round. P on the board says third round. So I'm going to go ahead and lock these two gentlemen into
pick.
place with a first and a third round pick. Derpy, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to give you options. Now, both of these guys' selections are in the options, so it's not going to make it any easier for you. The San Francisco 49ers drafted quarterback Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft? Your options are the third, the second, he wasn't drafted, or the first. 1, 2, 3, or he didn't get drafted. It was a non-draft. So who do you think, Derpy, or what year, or I'm sorry, what round was Joe Montana drafted? Mike says the first round. P on the board says the third round. Then you have the options of 1, 2, 3, or he wasn't drafted. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with first round.
First round pick, just like Mike. So you and Mike have the first round pick. I'm sorry, P on the board has a third round pick. I'm going to lock you in, Derpy. All right, guys, here we go. Question of the day is this. San Francisco 49ers question. The 49ers drafted quarterback Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 draft? The choices are the first, second, third, or he was not drafted. Mike and Derpy both said the first round. P on the board said the third round. The answer, guys, Montana was selected in the third round
Oh wow.
of the
Oh.
1979 draft. So
nice little
all the greats
steal.
never come out of the first. That's the secret. Look at Tom Brady, 6th round. Joe Montana, 3rd round. Guys, quit taking these guys with your first 5 picks. Take a lineman, take something. Get your quarterback later, right?
Yeah, build your team, then get your quarterback.
Yeah, then you end up with like Tanner Morgan,
Yeah, right.
Then what do you do? Then what do you do?
He's already been cut. I just see that.
Yeah. So, oh, there you have
Derpy,
it.
yeah, and P's right. If he wasn't drafted, we would never have heard the end of it.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Guys, anything before we get ready to take off, Mike?
I got nothing. Spend time with your family now because it's almost football season.
And that is some wise words.
The fall and the winter is for football, not family, not friends.
Wise words from Block One.
Yeah, it's true. P. He was kind of small, and they weren't.
He
ripping it like
was.
they were now.
He was not a big dude.
Yeah.
Fit
that offense perfect.
Derpy, what do you got for us?
Little League World Series championship happened yesterday.
Oh, the World Series. Who won?
United States, California won.
California beat Caracas or whoever you said.
Curacao.
Who?
They tied. Curacao tied it in the fifth.
Wait, who? Hold on, don't blow that. Wait, who is
I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. But you get my
I know,
point.
and that's
They
what
tied
makes
it
it
in
even
the fifth.
better. Who is it, Derpy?
And then they
What does he say?
Can you not hear me?
What are you saying? I hear you. You're blowing right by it.
He's a cursive.
They only scored 2 runs.
You sound like my kid when he can't say the word and he just kind of runs by it real quick.
Yeah. Like my boss asks me if I did something and I didn't, and I kind of just
And just hope they don't double check on that.
I'll do this again. Hold on.
All right, let's do this again.
All right. United States did win. California beat the international team. I just say international team.
All right, Derpy.
6-5. 6-5. So
in dramatic fashion, walk
in
off.
dramatic fashion, yes. Walk off.
Was it really a walk-off home run?
Yeah.
Yes, they tied it in the fifth, and then they walked it off in the sixth.
There you go. Pittsburgh Steelers play 13 days from now. As Mike said, spend time with your family, because you just never know when football season is going to creep up on you. And it is, guys, 13 days. And as I said, the regular season game, first game of the year is that Thursday. So it's even closer, probably we're about 10 days from now, give or take. So there you have it, guys. NFL, spend time with that family, because they're not going to see you for 6 months once the season starts. Yes. I know that. Anything else for you guys?
I got nothing.
Let's get to February. Let's get number 7.
All right, fellas. I like that. I like it a lot. Everybody, we do appreciate everyone checking us out. Each and every one of you, believe me, each and every single one of you people, we do appreciate immensely. Thank you.
Yes.
For Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers, Derpy,